Hi, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a couple of days since I last posted, and yeah, I've just been contemplating what to do about my days and what I can do to like improve my channel and stuff like that. So yeah, but today I want to talk about the economy and why it's been very difficult to find a job. So a couple of years ago, Uh, I was working full time, and quite frankly, the job ended around March 2024. But they were going to give us a severance package, which I didn't take because I was actively looking for a job. And then I ended up not taking the severance package and found another job. But that job didn't last very long, and so what ended up doing was I just ended up looking for other jobs, and I couldn't really complain about it first, but then after a while, I fell ill. I was just going through a tough spot, and so it was pretty much difficult for me to get back into the job market. But one thing I've noticed throughout the years that I've been unemployed and inactive is that they're only, especially in my city, there's only like entry level jobs available, and there's nothing really concrete to go off. And I wanted to touch on that. So basically, like when you look on Indeed or Google for skills, so like I'm bilingual, I can speak English and French. But though I like in the city, I don't like. There's not a lot of French speakers, so I'm not able to find a lot of French speaking jobs unless I move to like a bigger city where they offer French. Like French is everyday speaking, like Montreal. So like I would have to move, but then it would be difficult just because like I would have to restart myself there, and I would have to get secure the job prior to going there, because if I do end up going there and there's nothing available, then I may just end up being stuck in that city, of which I am right now. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of entry level jobs, and one thing I've noticed is that I'm not able to move up in the company simply because it's just really it's like you have to be tenured at the company for such a long time, and then the company has to be structured in a way that you'll be able to move forward. And there's not a lot of people moving forward, especially if a company is not international or like widely known, or their needs are like pretty much uh, exorbitant to the point that you need more employees and you would need more people. And that's just what's happened to me. And so, yeah, I've basically been stuck in entry level jobs for a while. Ever since I started working, I've not been able to like move up, even through shifting through companies. It's just obviously there's competition between people and things like that, but you can't really just you can't just move up and be like, oh yeah, dude, like it's such an easy path for me to like move forward. So that's basically why I've been struggling. And um, another thing that I've noticed is that uh, with the like, so I was doing IT stuff. I was doing entry level IT stuff, troubleshooting and things like that, and so which is nice. But like in order for me to move up, like I would have to go back to school. So like there's I know there's you would have to like and you would have to learn new skills again. So as a guy who studied geography and is into tech, obviously, like if you look at the economy, and if you even go search on Indeed, you're not gonna find jobs related to geography, which is like what I graduated with, a lot of the time. And at the time, I was interested in in geography related things. It was mainly to do with the government, and over here, you would need to become a permanent resident first before you're able to have access to government level jobs, and so which I did. But by that time there were no jobs in the market for it, so I was not able to move forward. And but I pivoted to IT. Luckily, I was able to pivot to IT before I became permanent resident. But that job fell through because it was contracts. It was only like a year, and at the time, my manager didn't renew my contract, so I had to figure something out again. And so, and now with relation to IT, I just feel like it's not as conducive to get back into IT because the IT industry's main focus now, from what I'm seeing and I've been observing for a while, it's AI, and AI is it's a pretty it's a it's pretty broad. Like now we use it all the time. Like there's Chat GPT, there's Claude, there's the many applications to help with your everyday life. Obviously, most of it now is paid so that they can maintain their own servers and things like that, which is fine. Um, though I do, I just like I feel like we're at a what's it called? We're at a technological plateau because I can't imagine anything after AI. Like, as much as we would like to go to the moon and or go to Mars and explore space, like um, we haven't really innovated to the point where IT is literally your best friend. And obviously, one might say, "Oh yeah, it's to do with ChatGPT and other things like that." But just take it into perspective. Like there's nothing after that. Like what else are we going to do? Like the next thing is robots after robots. It's what else is there? Um, we haven't really fully incorporated into like cars and car like basically cars like everyday life. We could use it to ask questions. I know some people have wired it to create their own interface. I've seen some videos here and there of someone who made their own Jarvis and things like that. So it's been pretty intense. So all in all, even like I'm still searching here and there for jobs, but like there's nothing with like you would have to relocate to a specific city in order to finalize the in order not finalize but like in order to get closer to any jobs related with IT. And also like if there's special zones in the world like where IT is fixated and that's where they're going to go, like you would have to either a live there or either b migrate there, and that's basically not an option, which I can be mad about because it is what it is. And like a small city like mine is not going to be it's not going to be big enough for to bring in more IT development. And also I have to say like it depends on your skills, right? Like I can have an interest in one thing and focus on that interest, and then the economy and the market veers differently, and you would have to learn skills in order to adapt to that, and maintaining that specific skill set like isn't gonna get you far enough, or get me far enough, not you, but isn't gonna get me far enough into what I do, into what I want to do. For example, like I picked up a coding course. I wanted to be a full stack web development because I read in an article by the WEF that tech is going to be the next big thing. So I was like, okay, maybe I should get into coding. And I started getting into coding, but I realized that it's gonna take me a long time to learn front end development and back end development, and it's basically like a full on degree. But and you would have to go to school for that. And another thing, which is fair to the employers, is that they look for people who are in that field. So you can't like learn it. You would have to give evidence that you're good enough to be hired without having an actual degree about it. So yeah, and that's been basically my experience here. I've not been able to fully immerse myself in the job market per se because I'm only looking at entry level stuff. I'm only looking at entry level stuff and no pathways to advancement. And it's entry level stuff, not just for one specific place. It's each and every company, and there isn't like room for growth because they've already established themselves. So like I wouldn't want to end up in a sales job at right now, just because like I would have to pick up sales again and like veer off into a different branch, essentially making me someone like a jack of all trades as as opposed to specialization. So yeah, in all honesty, I have tried enough to look. I'm still looking, but for now, it's more entry level stuff that I've run into, and I don't know whether it's the same for you in your city, but for me, it's just been entry level stuff, and I can't really see myself going back into the job market because it's just been very disheartening to try and get back into it. So for now, all I can do is just keep looking, and hopefully something may come up. But I'm kind of out of it now. I just want to focus on making videos. It's something that I have been meaning to do for a while. So I just want to keep at it again. So we'll see what happens. I hopefully I get into YouTube. I'm able to keep posting videos and see where it goes from there. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and hopefully, I'll see you in the next video.